The maintenance bay of the Zephyrian warcruiser Crimson Talon hummed with the usual cacophony of alien machinery. Steam hissed from cooling vents, while the acrid smell of lubricants filled the recycled air. Raza Martinez wiped his grimy hands on his coveralls, squinting at the diagnostic readout that made absolutely no sense according to galactic standard protocols. "Impossible," he muttered, running his fingers through his black hair. The quantum resonance patterns were completely scrambled, yet somehow the armor was functioning at 147% efficiency. In 15 years as a human engineer aboard alien vessels, he had never seen anything like it. Anna Volkov emerged from beneath a Zephyrian battlesuit, her blonde hair tied back in a practical ponytail, streaks of purple coolant staining her cheeks. "Still trying to figure out that mystery armor?" she asked, setting down her plasma torch. "It shouldn't work," Raza said, shaking his head. "Look at this. The power couplings are cross-wired, the shield generators are running in reverse polarity, and somehow the targeting systems are interfaced with the life support. It's like someone took everything we know about Zephyrian technology and threw it out the airlock." Anna walked over to examine the readings. As the only other human on the ship, she was the closest thing to family Raza had in this corner of the galaxy. They had worked together for 3 years, ever since the Galactic Council had started its Human Integration Initiative, a fancy name for using human engineering ingenuity to solve problems that stumped other species. "Maybe it's not broken," Anna suggested. "Maybe it's evolved." Before Raza could respond, the maintenance bay doors exploded inward. Queen Zetherok strode through the twisted metal, her 7-foot frame encased in the very armor they had been analyzing. Her chitinous exoskeleton gleamed beneath the enhanced plating, and her 4 arms gestured with barely contained fury. "Who fixed my armor?" she roared, her voice carrying the harmonic undertones that made lesser species flee in terror. The other maintenance crew, a mix of Klaxons, Rigelians, and Centauri, immediately prostrated themselves or scurried behind equipment. Only Raza and Anna remained standing, though Raza noticed Anna's hand drift toward her emergency beacon. "Queen." Zetherok's compound eyes fixed on them. "You, humans, answer me." Raza stepped forward, his heart hammering but his voice steady. "Your Majesty, we were just running diagnostics. The armor was brought to us for routine maintenance, but you did something to it." The Queen's secondary arms pointed accusing, claws at them. "My armor has been in my family for 800 cycles. It has fought in the Nebular Wars, survived the siege of Proxima, and protected 7 generations of warriors. And now—" She paused, her mandibles clicking in what might have been confusion. "Now it protects me better than ever before." Anna exchanged a glance with Raza. This was not the conversation either had expected. "Your Majesty," Anna said carefully, "could you explain what's different?" The Queen's stance shifted slightly. "Yesterday, during the battle with the Hegemony Raiders, a plasma cannon scored a direct hit on my chest piece. It should have been fatal. Instead, the armor absorbed the blast and redirected the energy into my weapon systems. My pulse rifles. Output increased by 60%. Raza felt his mouth go dry. "The cross-wired power couplings," he whispered to Anna. "What did you say?" Queen Zetherok demanded. "Nothing, Your Majesty. Please continue." Then, when their boarding party tried to breach my chambers, my armor's environmental systems somehow interfaced with the ship's defensive grid. I could see through the ship's sensors, feel the vibrations of their footsteps 3 decks away. I knew exactly where they were before they knew where I was. Anna nodded slowly. "The targeting systems linked to life support. Raza, I think we accidentally created something incredible," Raza finished. The Queen took a step closer, and Raza could smell the ozone scent of her recent battles. "You admit it, then. You modified my ancestral armor without permission." "We didn't modify anything intentionally, Your Majesty," Raza said, surprising himself with his boldness. "When your armor was brought to us, it was damaged. Standard repair protocols weren't working because Zephyrian technology is incredibly advanced, but it's also incredibly rigid. Every component has one function, One pathway, one purpose. As it should be, the Queen snapped. But humans, Anna added, stepping up beside Raza, we don't think like that. When Raza saw the damaged connections, he didn't just replace them. He rerouted them through alternative pathways, created redundancies, linked systems that were never meant to communicate. You made my armor unpredictable, the Queen said, though her tone had shifted from rage to something approaching curiosity. We made it adaptable, Raza corrected. Your armor doesn't just protect you anymore, it learns from you, grows with you, anticipates your needs. It's not just a tool, it's a partner. Queen Zetherok was silent for a long moment, her compound, eyes reflecting the bay's harsh lighting. When she spoke again, her voice carried a different quality, not the roar of anger, but the measured tone of a leader making a decision. Show me, she commanded. For the next 2 hours, Raza and Anna walked the Queen through every modification, every creative solution they had implemented. They explained how human engineering philosophy differed from galactic standards, how they saw connections where others saw only separate systems, how they embraced chaos to create something stronger than rigid order. As they worked, other crew members began to gather. First the maintenance staff, then officers, then eventually half the ship. Word spread through the corridors. The humans had done the impossible. They had not just repaired the Queen's ancient armor, they had made it better. Your Majesty, Raza said as they finished the demonstration, we never meant to overstep. If you want us to restore the armor to its original specifications— No, Queen Zetherok said firmly. She looked at her armor with new eyes, running her claws along connections that pulsed with hybrid energy. I want you to do this to every suit in my fleet. Anna blinked. Every suit? Every suit, every weapon, every system you can improve. The galaxy is changing, and rigid thinking will get us all killed. If human chaos can create this kind of strength— She paused, her mandibles clicking in what Raza was beginning to recognize as Zephyrian amusement. Then perhaps it is time for the old ways to evolve. As the Queen left the maintenance bay, her armor humming with new harmonics, Anna turned to Raza with a grin. So, think we just started a revolution? Raza looked at the excited faces of the alien crew members already bringing him their equipment, at the possibility of human ingenuity reshaping galactic technology, at the chance to prove that sometimes the best solutions came from the most unlikely sources. Yeah, he said, picking up his tools. I think we did. In the depths of space, aboard a ship where 2 humans had dared to think differently, the future was being rewired, one connection at a time.